In this episode we sail along the Portugesian coast and make 2 stops in Figuera da Foz and Nazaré. In Figuera da Foz we meet up with our good friends from Proud Mary. We only stay for 1 night before we continue towards Nazaré. We keep extremely close to the coast because of the Orca attacks in the area and just hope to avoid them. We spend a day in surfer's paradise Nazaré to explore the city and the history, and we then continue to Cascais just outside Lissabon. Our sails are filled with worries about the Orca attacks and a lot of seasickness. We are in Figuera da Foz. Figuera da Foz. I can't pronounce it right, I don't think.
Is it a nice place?
It seems nice. I mean, when we came in there were a lot of palm trees and it seemed like a marina in Cannes actually. So it was pretty nice.
Was it a good sail? Yeah.
No, it was a terrible sail.
Why?
I guess I don't know. It was just the swells were so high and Anton got really seasick, like threw up. I didn't count in the end, and he was feeling really bad, and then I'm also feeling really bad. So, but I wasn't that seasick. In between him, I felt bad a couple of times, but not crazy seasick, and that kind of is a good thing.
So you're ready for the next trip?
Maybe. I'm getting there. But we'll see. We treated ourselves with a night together with Mary, and Anton had fun with his new friends Carl and Viggo. It is just fun to watch how kids of all ages can find each other. The next day we went to the beach and just relaxed before we had to leave early the next morning.
So we left Figuera da Foz this morning, 6 o'clock, heading for Nazaré. We have northeasterly wind, so we're actually going only for sail. That's nice, not too fast, around 5 knots. We had a boat on our moored alongside us outside that left at the same time this morning, so we are more or less sailing along with them, some Dutchmen. They are also going to Nazaré, and I expect we'll be there in 5, 6, 7 hours, something like that. But it's actually quite nice out here. We still have some swells, but nothing compared to yesterday. So I guess it'll be a good sail today.
We're trying a new. We're trying a new thing against seasickness. A lollipop is supposedly going to work.
Is it a normal lollipop?
No, it's against something against seasickness.
But it's quite nice sailing today, huh?
Yeah, it is. We are sailing for sail. Yeah. One of the first times for the entire trip, and it's really comfortable. Yeah, much nicer than sailing the motor and in the high swells and stuff. So it's really nice.
And we have a new first mate on board.
Yes.
To help us. So I mean, it's easy sailing now.
Yeah.
And we are going to be another one when we get to Lissabon. We're going to pick up Liv as well, and then we're going to head to Madeira.
Oh yeah.
That is going to be a treat for you guys. Huh? Sleepy guys. So we're almost in Nazaré, and we took down the sails because there's pretty much no wind. And Anton is getting a nap, and I think that was just the right time because otherwise he would probably have gone seasick. Elisabeth is also taking a nap. She just woke up, and I think the nap was good for her because otherwise she would probably also have gone seasick. But 30 minutes and we'll be there. It is calm weather, but it's cloudy, and according to the weather forecast it should start rain just past noontime, so we'll probably just get in to the marina, and then it should start raining the rest of the day. Not too nice when you think of Nazaré as the beach and the beach place, so we'll see.
Okay, so we made it to Nazaré here in Portugal, and we just had a very, very good trip because Anton didn't throw up at all. He didn't get seasick. Well, maybe a little bit tired, but not any throw up. And I don't know if it was the lollipop. We tried a new lollipop today that we got on the pharmacy yesterday. And maybe it worked a little bit, we don't know, but he was awake for 3 hours without any nausea or anything, so it really went quite well. And now we're here in Nazaré, and it's supposedly really, really beautiful. It has some beautiful beaches, and it's also a surfer's paradise, it's what they call. Supposedly one guy did ride on the biggest wave ever here in Nazaré, so that is quite interesting. But I don't think the weather today is for surfing, so we are just gonna go tour around the city, just see what it has to offer, and then we will probably leave here the day after tomorrow and then continue towards Lissabon, because we are picking up another girl who's gonna sail with us on Sunday. For centuries, Nazaré was a traditional seaside town where fishermen taught their children to avoid the huge waves that crashed against the nearby cliffs. But over the past years, those same waves have turned the place into an unlikely draw for extreme surfers like Mr. McNamara, their fans, and the global companies that sponsor the athletes. Tall as a 10-story building, the waves are caused by a submarine canyon 3 miles deep and 125 miles long that abruptly ends just before the town's shoreline. It's a little bit touristed here, right? In Nazaré.
It definitely is. It's a beautiful place. The beach is nice, and there's that kind of the cliff formation you see there.
It's a viewpoint.
Really, yeah, it's a really, really pretty. And tomorrow we are going to take that cable train or cable cars up there. But you're right. At least at the front of the city here is extremely touristed. So I guess tomorrow we'll also try to go a little bit further into the city to see if we can find something that is a little bit more local. We're only going to stay here for today and tomorrow, and then we will leave Saturday early morning for Lissabon. So let's enjoy it. They had said it should be raining all day, but it didn't
We never
rain
got
at all.
any rain, no.
And it's according to the weather forecast, it should be raining again tomorrow. I simply don't believe it's going to rain.
No.
So I think we need to see every day how the weather actually is.
The outside exhibition of sun-dried fish turned out to be the Sun-Dried Fish Museum that was created in 2016 and has indoor and outdoor displays. Inside, in the former fish market, visitors learn about the process and history of what can be considered an art, while outside they see the drying fish. The sun-drying tradition is quite ancient and was a way of preserving the excess fish to be sold at the markets and consumed days after being caught. Later that day, it was time to see the famous views and surfing waves, so we took the cable car up to the upper side of town, and the views truly were magical.
Yeah, we are going to a fort that is, what can you say, at the very tip of the cliff, and there's a sign there saying welcome to the biggest waves in the world, so I guess this is where you go if you want to challenge your seasickness the most.
We don't want to do that.
No, and I think
not more than we're doing.
I think it's
already.
way too calm a day to see those waves because there's not much wind, but apparently it's a surfer's paradise. But I guess you need some westerly gale or something before you get those waves. I think supposedly they can be up to 30 meters, and that's
crazy.
Crazy.
Up in the town's 17th century fort, tourists now see surfboards in the same rooms where the marine police used to store confiscated fishing nets. Out in the bay, professional drivers are testing new jet ski yards from where villagers dry fish on the beach. In the port, surfers rent warehouses next to where fishermen unload their catch. It is an interesting mix of old and new history and just makes the place so special. And when did it start? It depends on who you ask. But the fact is that in 2010, Mr. McNamara was invited to Nazaré. He ended up spending a winter studying the rhythm of the swells and the contours of the seabed. A year later, he was ready to try, and he broke the world record, conquering a 78-foot wave. And after that, Nazaré was on the map for well-known surfing spots in the world.
So we sailed quite early this morning, 6 o'clock from Nazaré, and heading for Cascais, which is just outside Lissabon. We're just passing Peniche now, and going for motor we have headwind and much more wind than the forecast actually predicted. So I'm a little bit excited to see what's going to happen when we get out of the shelter here at Peniche. We have approximately 6-7 hours left for Cascais, so we should be there in the afternoon. And Anton and Elisabeth just woke up, and I guess we will be challenged today by the weather, but we'll see.
We passed the lighthouse at Peniche, and officially from now and all the way to Lissabon, we are in the area of where the orcas are attacking. We are very close to the coast, in as low waters as we can be to avoid the attacks. In case of an attack, we were prepared to just stop the engine, and if that didn't work, start again and reverse. We don't want to throw diesel in the water or chlorine down the toilet to be flushed out in the water. We know that has been strategies of other boats, but we were trying just to stick to our own intuition, and what we have heard has worked for some.
Passing Orca, getting very close now to Cascais. This is one of the cargoes we need to pass. We have one more and then we'll be there. And Anton is playing at the aft deck. Elisabeth is sleeping. She's seasick. Anton didn't get seasick today at all, so that's just brilliant.
Luckily we made it to Cascais safely and could tie our boat to the diesel dock after a full day underwater. I ended up getting seasick, but luckily Anton didn't. All in all, the sail down the Portugesian coast was stressful due to all these orca attacks and the anxiety of meeting them. But wow, it was a beautiful ride with amazing visits to, for us, unknown places like Figuera da Foz and Nazaré. In the next episode, we explore the Portugesian cannon, Cascais, and prepare the boat for our sail towards Porto Santo. Watching. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our YouTube channel. That will mean a lot to us, and you can also follow us on Instagram. Thank you and bye.